everyone. I'm back today to share with you the new prompt for the hashtag FFC Challenge 2023. So this is the Funfold Card Challenge hosted by Monica Verkluska, and there are quite a few of us now taking part in this challenge, and I'm sure Monica would welcome other people who might like to take part every month. If you do, just send her a message, and she will make the decision. I'm sure she'll be very happy to welcome you. So we've got Monica herself, and we've got Monica, Quilling Lady. We've got Jenny of Jenny Ginger Ninja Crafts. We've got Katarina with Craft with Katarina. Got myself. And then the two newest members are Kerry from Kerry's Cards Creations and Sabina from Cross Keys Crafts. So this month we are going to make a pop-up lock card. And I've never heard of this, but this is what it looks like. So that's it folded flat. And then you open it up and it stands up. And it produces a card like this. You can see, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, that would make a nice cake going that way. But it doesn't stand up. So, I mean, I'd have to find a way of standing it up. But anyway, it goes this way. So, and it opens up like that. So as you can see. And it actually folds quite flat. Just going to see if it will go through the second class ordinary mail. Yes, it does. It does. If you don't put too much embellishment on it, it does. So that's even better, isn't it? So this is the one that I made as a template, just to give it a try. And I'm now going to show you how to put it together with all the measurements. But I'm not going to decorate this one that I'm doing because well, the decoration is up to you. So, you know, I have seen them just with the decoration here. It's important, if you do put something across this, that you don't stick it any further than the first element, because if you do, then when you try to open it, it will pull, right? And it will get stuck. So that's important, just to bear that in mind. So without further ado, we're going to get going. So I have already cut out all the pieces, and I have to say, for it, you need basically an A4 sheet of card for the A4 sheet size in total to cut out the base and these bits, and then I used two different DSPs, which was 6x6 for the rest, and this is what I've got left of that. So, you know, so it's quite economical really on card. So this is the DSP I've chosen. I got it from this paper pack, Craft Sensations Mix and Match Nature at Heart. I must have been gifted this at some point. And I used this one. There's sort of one that looks like Hessian, and then this one, because I thought these two went very well together. And then I chose this sort of mauve, pinky, purpley card to be the base. But you can do it in white card, and there's nothing to stop you. The final measurements for this card will be 5.5 by 4 1/4. So right, okay, so I've written out here all the measurements for the different sections. So for the base, I'm going to put this here, I don't know, please zoom in if you need. So for the base, you need a piece of card which is 9.5 by 4 1/4 inches, and on the long side you're going to score at 2 1/4 and 4. Then for the mat, you need, which goes on the inside, you need 5 1/4 by 4. So you need one for the inside, and you also need one for the back. so that you can write your message, okay? Because as you can see here, there's nowhere to write a message, but you can put something on the back, and you can decorate this as you wish. So you can even put the happy birthday on the back or whatever you want to make this card to be. And then, so that's the mat. And then the DSP is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 of an inch. Okay, and then for the front panel, so that's the measurements for this bit here. And for this bit here, you need a mat of 4 1/8 by 1 7/8, and the DSP 4 by 1 3/4. Well, I'm saying you need these measurements. You don't have to mat and layer. You can do whatever you want. You could just make it with the cardstock and some pretty paper, or the cardstock and plain paper. You don't need to mat and layer, but I have. And then, you know, thinking about it, you don't actually need to make it this size. You can make it a different size if you work out the corresponding measurements. Okay, so, but what I can see is that these bits end up being the same width, the three of them. Okay, and they go down in increments. I think that's actually what I think they're actually an inch shorter than each other. Let's get my ruler out again. So this is 3 3/4, and this is 2 1/2, and this is 1 1/2. So that one and that one are, that's an inch and an inch. This one, it's not quite 3 1/2, and this one is 4 1/4. So yeah, so anyway, you know, and I'm sure if you look on other people's videos, there will be other measurements for different size cards. Right, so here we have, I've got my piece of card, which is 9 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 2 1/2 and 4. So the 4, we fold it on the 4 line, on the line of 4 inches, on that score line. Actually, I'm going to just do it this way. And then you fold this one back on itself, so that basically you're forming a Z fold card. Okay, so that is the base. And then I've got here the bits and pieces. So I've got, this is the bit for the back. So I'm just going to stick that on now, so we don't forget it. And so I'm just using liquid glue, but for this you can use double-sided tape if you want to do that, or a glue stick, whatever you fancy. Okay, so we're just going to stick this on here, like so. And now we're going to work on this. So here are my mat and DSP. So this is 5 1/4 by 4, and this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So so we'll lay this down. Just to get a border all the way around. And then we'll lay this down. So I have chosen to use a different DSP for the base than for the other bits. On the first card I did it all the same. Okay, I thought, let's see what it looks like if I change it up a bit. So as you can see, there is no rhyme or reason, I mean no fixed rules really for this. You can adapt it as you wish. So I'm just trying to get this straight. This is quite a small border. I'm not used to, I was just following the instructions from somebody else, actually, I have to admit. and these were her measurements. Personally, I would make this border a little bit bigger because I found that a bit fiddly, but anyway, it's up to you. Okay, so now I'm doing the front, and this piece is 4 1/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, so we'll stick this down. Okay, like so, and then I'll stick my first bit of DSP on here. Obviously, if you use directional paper, you need to make sure you cut out the bits, so that the pattern needs to be going downwards, okay, from top to bottom, not from side to side, because that's the way you're sticking it onto the card. Okay, so that's the first one. So we can get rid of that little piece of paper. Now the second one, here we have it. Okay, so we'll put that to one side for a moment. So these are blocks. We call block 1 to 3. Okay, and this is a piece of card 5 inches by 3 1/4, scored at 1 1/2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 1/2 inches. So you end up with a 1/2 inch strip at one end, okay, on all the blocks, and you want to mountain fold all of these so they all go in the same direction, okay, and you want to end up with this strip on the right hand side. So when you're gluing your mats and layers on, then you know that's just something to be aware of, because at the moment, you know, you could think, oh well, I'll have it this way. But if you do that and you've got directional paper, you will end up with some of them going in the wrong direction. So, you know, so it's just to be aware of that. Okay. And so here is my other bit. Okay. Let me just stick that on. Okay. Like so. Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute. We'll prepare all the blocks first. So this is the second block, and this one I've got my card at 4 inches by 2 1/2, and we've scored at 1 inch, 2 1/2 inches, and 3 1/2. I did make a mess of this, and I scored it wrongly, but it still works. I've worked it out, and it's okay. So 1 inch, 2 1/2 inches, and 3 1/2. And again, we're going to place it down so that the little fellow, the little fellow is at that end. And I'm just going to put on the mats and layers. It's you know, it's important that you put these mats and layers down before you assemble the card. Okay, that could be a bit tricky otherwise, a little bit tricky. Okay, and here's my mat, not my mat, my DSP layer. Which is going to go there. Okay, so that's the second one done. And then the third one, block 3, is tiny. Okay, so this is the card. It is 3 inches by 1 1/2, and you score it 1/2 inch, 2 inches, and 2 1/2 inches. Okay, and with this one, you want the two. Here there's 1/2 inch, and here there are 2 by 1/2 inch, but you want the side with the 2 on facing to the right. Okay, so again, the DSP is, now the mat is 1 3/8 square, and the DSP is 1 1/4 square. Okay. Okay, so we just stick that down. And now we come to the fun bit. So we've got our 3 blocks, okay, and we bring back our card blank. Now we want to position this piece so that it's almost to that crease, but not quite, because you want the card to be able to close. So you don't want it, if you butt it right up, it will affect it. So bring it back a bit, okay, and make sure that this and this is even. Okay, so that's in the middle, and it will look like that. So then, having got it in the position you want to glue this piece of card like so. Okay, and just bring that bit down and hold it there for a little while to let it grab. And then you want to glue this bit, just that little 1/2 inch at the end, okay, and fold this at that place so that that is straight. Doesn't look very straight to me. Straighten that up a bit, and then you just want to put that down, okay, like so, and then that will spring up like that. Okay, so let's do that again. So for the second block, you want to take the widest edge, the edge with only 1 score line, put glue on it, and then you want to position it so that it's halfway in between these 2, and you want to butt it up against this. So the last time we left a little gap, but this time you don't need to leave a little gap. Okay, so you want to make sure that that is straight and there, and then here we're just going to put glue on this bit, fold the whole thing in half, okay, so that that's flat, and then we're just going to stick it down, okay. And then finally we've got the third one. So you need the 1 inch side, which is just on its own. We're going to glue that up, and we're going to stick that there halfway again. Just going to do it by eye. Stick that down, and then just glue the outer of these 2 1/2 inch score lines. Fold that down by the DSP. Oops, it's come unstuck. And fold that and press that down. So I'm just going to press the whole lot down. Perhaps I was a little too hasty in trying to glue the last panel down. I hope that's stuck. And then, no, it hasn't. Okay, so I'm just going to put some more glue here. That's better. So then you get your shape, okay, and then you can decorate it as you like. So you can decorate this bit, or you can leave it as it is. You can put a sentiment on. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to leave it for the moment, as I said, because I don't know who this is going to, and I don't know what it's going to be used for. So I might make it into a sympathy card, because I think it's quite, it's what's the word? It's pretty, but it's also a bit somber maybe, and I think the fact that it's a bit of a fun fold might give the recipient a bit of joy. So that's what I'm thinking. So there we have it. So thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely rest of the day, and do go over and see what the other people have produced. Let's get some inspiration. And as always, I'm sure they will all, you know, come up with things that are totally different. That is what is amazing about this challenge. You know, I mean, my cards usually are very basic for beginners, but some of the others do amazing things, you know, very, very elaborate. So there we are. Anyway, take care, have a lovely day, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye for now.